Today we're going to prepare a chocolate brownie with hot chocolate sauce in an Araven Silicone container. We're going to make a chocolate brownie in an Araven Gastronorm silicone mold. For this we have the ingredients you can see: chocolate, whites, yolks, walnuts, butter, milk chocolate and sugar. As you can see, there's no flour, so it's a cake that a celiac can eat. Our first step, we're going to melt the butter and the chocolate in a Gastronorm silicone mold. One of the characteristics of this mold is that we can put it in a microwave. The chocolate and butter will be in a 1400-watt microwave around 8 or 9 minutes. You must keep an eye on it and stir the chocolate regularly so it doesn't burn. Meanwhile, what are we going to do with the whites? We're going to beat them until they're almost stiff. What's the next step? We're going to mix the yolks with the sugar. We'll break the yolks using a whisk. The butter and chocolate have melted. Using a spatula, we're going to mix the chocolate and the butter. We're going to put the chocolate with the butter into the oven until all the butter is dissolved, in the microwave. The chocolate has completely mixed with the butter. Another of the properties of the Araven Silicone Gastronorm is that it is completely, well, non-stick. With the chocolate now melted, we're going to let it cool down a touch while we temper this milk chocolate. Where? Well, in a microwave. So we have the whites almost stiff, I have the yolk with the sugar, and we have the chocolate and the butter melted. Where? In the microwave. What are we going to do now? Put everything together. Let's put the oven at 180 degrees and make the brownie. 4 ingredients: whites, yolk with sugar, walnuts and chocolate. Carefully add the yolk to the chocolate like this. And now we're going to slowly pour the chocolate onto the whites, stirring continually. The only way to stir so the whites do not drop is in this direction. We're going to add the walnuts, just breaking them up a bit with the hands. Let's have a look at how the chocolate in the microwave is getting on. Let's see if it has melted, and then we'll have our chocolate sauce. Just perfect. Let's just give it a little whisk like so the sauce isn't lumpy. The whites with the chocolate, yolk, sugar and the walnuts. Let's get our silicone mold. Pour what is going to be our brownie into the Gastronorm silicone mold. Now we have our cake. Before we put the lid on, let's tidy away everything, leave the table clean. Let's put the lid on. The feature of this lid is that it is also made of silicone which can resist temperatures of 200 degrees and which, clearly, just like our Gastronorm silicone mold, we can put in the microwave, in an oven, etc., without it losing its shape. In this case, we're going to put the cake in an oven. Just so. And it'll cook for 8 to 10 minutes, and then the cake will be ready. 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. Let's see how our cake is. Everything is ready for it to go on a plate. Pansies, a little glacé sugar, and the milk chocolate sauce. Let's go to the oven. Great. I think it's ready. Let's remove the lid. I'm using my hands. It can be handled. It's hot, but it can be handled without a cloth. We'll let it cool a little. The silicone cools quickly. In around 2 to 3 minutes, the silicone has cooled down and we can handle it manually. We're going to carefully remove the brownie over the table. And look, it's completely clean. Totally non-stick. If you look closely, the cake has been uniformly cooked. If we use another material, steel, another plastic, well, the steels get very hot along the sides and the cooking of the edges is much greater. Not in this case. In this case, the cake is homogeneous. This is the major difference. If you noticed, I cut up the brownie and returned it to the same mold which will conserve it. Let's put the lid back on. We'll sprinkle a little sugar, just so. And with the chocolate sauce, we'll draw a line. Let's place the cake, just so, and then we'll crown it with a few pansy petals. Ingredients: egg yolk 120 grams, egg white 2 units, butter 90 grams, chocolate 180 grams, sugar 30 grams, walnuts 20 grams, milk chocolate 200 grams, and milk 1 litre.